This modern day and age is the government-sanctioned killing program known as medical assistance in dying. We've brought you many gut-wrenching stories about it before, and each new one seems to get worse than the last. The story today regarding an Ontario man is something you would only expect to see in a horror movie, but alas, it's happening in real life. So this is the headline from LifeSite News, and we'll just warn you in advance, it is disturbing, but we think it's very important that people know what's going on. It reads, "Help me. Botched euthanasia exposes the horrific reality behind medical aid in dying." The article opens by saying the great victory of suicide activists has been to sanitize and medicalize the killing of human beings. We cannot use words like suicide or killing. We must instead use false, propagandistic language like medical aid in dying, or preferably the official sounding acronym MAiD. Suicide and killing still make us uncomfortable, and so the terms have been whisked carefully out of sight. Here's the story. Occasionally we catch glimpses of the truth. An Ontario man groaned, grimaced, and repeated "help me" while undergoing doctor-assisted death after one of the drugs didn't produce the anticipated level of sedation, initially leaving him conscious, Sharon Kirky reported in the National Post on June 3rd. The man, referred to as Mr. D, quote, experienced signs of physical and psychological distress, including groaning, guarding, meaning tensing muscles, and grimacing. And his behavioral signs of distress escalated to repeated verbalizations, including "help me," that continued until sedation was achieved with propofol and a comatose state was confirmed. The family's final memories of their father are traumatic. Suddenly, it was clear that Mr. D was not just dying, he was being killed, and the doctor was botching it. His last words, it seems, were calls to his family for help. Another example from Kirky, cases of MAiD that do not proceed as planned, were highlighted last week in media reports involving the 2024 death of Bradley Stewart, an Ontario man who resumed breathing after being pronounced dead by a London, Ontario family doctor and MAiD provider. A traumatic experience his siblings who witnessed his mishandled death are still recovering from. In relation to that particular story, one sibling noted that at first, quote, "we couldn't talk about it. Going through MAiD and losing somebody twice in a matter of a couple of hours was too much," they said. After Stewart began breathing again, the doctor, James McLean, who recently attracted international attention after approving a man for euthanasia in a Tim Hortons parking lot, had to come back and take care of the patient again. McLean is now under clinical supervision, but he's allowed to continue administering MAiD. The article concludes with, "These stories remind me of the botched Belgian